Okay, so today is another day. Yesterday my landlady came in the afternoon and we ended up talking for the whole afternoon, so I didn't manage to get to weeding my garlic area. So that's my job today. But before I do that, I thought it might be useful to explain to you how garlic grow. Okay, so here it's a garlic, as you know what it looks like. So the garlic, let me open this to you. Okay. So you know garlic grow in, when you open a garlic, they are in cloves, as you can see. Okay, the way it grows is from a clove, you put it on the ground and eventually you will see a green shoot coming out from the top and you will have roots coming out from the bottom, and you know it's bottom because it's flat. You see there. Okay, so what you do is you dig a 2-inch hole on the ground or in the ground, and then you put a cloves in this, and eventually the plant will come out from the soil, and this clove will become a round circular garlic, almost will look like an onion but a smaller onion. And then as you grow, eventually it will divide into different sections of cloves like you see in a garlic. So this year is my second attempt of growing garlic. I learned this last year. I kind of failed it because, okay, so what happened is at the kind of mid-spring, I was doing my, my garden, and I had space left. So I thought I might grow some garlic. So I planted the garlic about mid-spring, and by the summer came, it was really hot and the garlic hasn't had time to grow. But what I had, or what I got, was I had a plant and I had all these little baby garlic bulbs. They taste just as good, but they were just really small ones. So I pickled them and that's what I used them for. But then I learned that you're supposed to put garlic cloves in the ground before the winter comes. So at the end of autumn, pretty much, or beginning of winter, you put it in. So that's what I did this year, well, at the end of last year. And I think they're growing pretty well. I think they're supposed to be bigger than they should. So I'm not sure. Like I say, this is my first proper attempt of growing garlic. Anyway, so my job today is to weed the garlic area so I can see where the actual garlic plant is, and then any spaces that were missing because they've been eaten by snails and stuff over the winter. I have a handful of garlic cloves that's already sprout, so I'm going to replace these in the missing holes, and obviously these are not going to grow as big as the one that's been planted before winter, but it's worth trying. Okay, I've got my sun hat on today because it's really sunny, so I don't want to get my face burned. Anyway, so I have these two here that really helps with weeding. Instead of putting the weed out, this helps putting the whole weed with roots. So this is a very useful too. So if you are a gardener like me, if you want some tools to help you weeding, I highly recommend this. Okay, so I planted 50 of them before winter. It looks like I've lost quite a few, almost half of them over the winter. So, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace some of these with the new garlic cloves in my pocket. I have one of these tools that is very convenient for digging holes. So basically just dig a hole, you put it in the hole, you want the flat surface pointing down, and then you just cover it with soil. And also what I'm going to do is put some fertilizer on this and then water it. Hopefully it will give them some energy to grow bigger for the summer. So today I want to do a bit of strimming. Right, so this is my vegetable area, and down here it's where I normally hang my laundry, as you can see, the laundry line. So today I want to clean this a bit by strimming it, cutting it short because it's a bit overgrown. And also I want to put like a table and chair here with umbrella, so when I have friends come over or when I feel like coming out to have my coffee, I can have somewhere I can sit. This area really, I can't grow anything in this area because there's no soil here, so it's perfect for me to put a table and chair in. As you can see, it's a bit overgrown and it's just not really nice when there's so much grass here. Also, when the dogs come down, they kind of catch a lot of ticks. I mean, it's spring now, so tick season it's starting. So it's not really nice when they come around and lie around on tall grass where they can either catch ticks or drop the ticks off where they caught it from. Anyway, so before I do that, I want to show you my raspberry plant. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of videos ago, I planted some raspberry behind my house and they were literally just sticks. But let me show you what they look like now. So this is my raspberry plant. Look at them. Can you see all the new growths coming out? Look at that. They look so healthy. Look at that. That's amazing. So like I said, hopefully by the end of summer, I will have quite a few raspberry here that I can pick for my jam and strawberry, and not strawberry, for my jams and my pies and whatever I can make jams with. So let me get suited up, put my safety gear on, and get this strimming work done. So this is my foot gear protection, because every now and then when you hit a stone, it does sometimes hit back in your legs, and it does hurt a lot. Right, I think I need to change this cable to a better one, and then I need to top up the fuel in the machine. Right, where's my fuel? Right, find the cables. That's a good start. By the way, excuse the mess there. I need to clean some of this, but it's gonna rain, so I put it in the black bean bags to protect it from getting wet. But yeah, that's just a job that needs to be done. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, this is not going to work. Okay. I want to do a cross like this, but I think this is too big to fit two in this hole. Okay, I think I'm just going to leave it as one. I think that will be good enough because I'm not doing a lot of strimming today. It's just mainly grass, so that should work. Yeah, that will do the job. Yeah, that should be enough. Right, let's give it a test. Where? There it is. Okay. Okay, perfect. It's working. Okay. Hold on. What's happening here? Okay. Great, ready. All right, that was a quick job. Right, this is the mess you make. Whenever you stream, it covers everywhere. A couple of stones hit my neck, but that's pretty normal, I think. Right, I think it looks so much better, so much cleaner. So I'm gonna put a table here, some chairs. Okay, I have table and chairs. Hold on, I think something's missing. Ah, that's better. Right now, I can invite some friends over and have dinner or lunch in my garden. Actually, yesterday, I had some friends over. We had a lovely lunch sitting here in the garden. And now I can do some planting sitting in the garden.